Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am Lily Ramsden. I would love it if you would like and subscribe to my channel and to like my video. Anyone who sends me comments, I will give you a shout out. I've got a whole list for today, but my list is in the living room. Maybe my husband will go get it for me later. A little housekeeping here. That's yesterday's pattern. Okay, here we are. We're doing the book review by Jenna Tautu, No So Many Amigruimi. I love this book. I love this book. I love this book. I've made 20 of the 40 patterns, and I'll tell you the truth now. Don't wait on that snake because it's not going to happen. My 40th video, I put it in earlier. It was about my no-sew bunny pattern. So there will be 40, but it won't be numbered but 1 through 39. I guess I could go back and change 40, my bunny rabbit pattern, to 40. And we can do that. So let's get started today. What are we making? Left us a bookmark. Oh, I'm doing the well today. Why is that pattern still out? Put it up. Well, maybe it was the day before. No, I did rain yesterday. Okay, the whimsical whale. There's his picture. Isn't he cute? Well, I don't have any dark blue, so I'm going to make him in a gray and white. His belly is white, the rest of his body is gray. I have a medium gray here I'm using today. This is Red Heart, and it's a little rough. It's not nearly as soft as the I Love This yarn. And this is probably also Red Heart. And white is just a thin color. I don't know if adding color actually plumps up the fibers or what, but I've found everybody's white is thin. Okay. Show our little whale. Maybe. Oh, drink of water. We forgot. And now something else. Let's get us some caffeine. And we always start with a magic ring. And I think we're starting at his tail. Yes, it is. It's his tail fins. If I would read my pattern first, I could underline things. Okay, tail fins, make 2. I wonder if this light would help. Yeah, I dropped it all on the floor. Oh yeah, I was going to tell you, my husband bought me a new dress yesterday. And it won't be my favorite, but I'm definitely going to wear it. I know some of y'all out there are going, oh, he did such a good job. And there's others out there that said, I'd have thrown that back in his face. Well, I'm not that kind of woman. I said, thank you very much, and tried it on, and today I'm wearing it. And I'm going to continue to wear it because my husband George bought me this dress. He went out, took his own time, and shopped for me. I call that a great husband. Does your husband buy clothes for you? Let me know in the comments. We pull our magic ring tight and get us a stitch marker. Now since the fins are so short, we're not going to need a big stitch marker. We just need to know where to stop and start. We're going to crochet in our yarn tail. We're going to put it over our yarn, or we're going to put it over that loop. We're going to go through the first stitch, yarn over, and pull through with that yarn tail underneath our new stitch. And we continue to do that until the yarn tail is gone. And from time to time, while it's still short, keep pulling on your yarn tail to get that magic ring nice and tight. Oops, increasing too much. Got carried away with talking. Can't do that in crochet. But here we go through our loop. This yarn tail is over the loop. We yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through to finish that single crochet. And see how that is underneath us? And it just gets crocheted in. And that's a bonus in the end if you have something that has yarn tails that you actually have to go back to and sew in. Now this won't be as bad. I just checked to see what color I was supposed to start with, I guess correctly. So I continue this round, sewing in my yarn tail, crocheting in my yarn tail. We're not sewing. None of this is sewn but his face. And I'll sew in his eyes and his, what is that, blush? We'll know when we read the pattern further. We pull our yarn tail through. There we go. That shows us we just completed round 2. I find it easier than those little clickers that you have to find on your table and click it and hope you just clicked it once instead of pressing it too hard and then forgetting and don't know where you forgot and you don't know what row you're on. So I just try to keep it nice and simple. Just use a piece of yarn for a stitch marker. That's also a color yarn you can see. If I had done the black, it wouldn't show up very well. But the blue, the red, the orange, that'll all show up well. See, we're right here at the end of this yarn tail, so we're going to hold it down, yarn over, and sew over it. Now this time, we're going to yarn over and sew it behind us. This will be inside his head. We're starting at the top of his head, so that little piece will be inside the top of his head. It will not be in the way, and that little short yarn tail is not going to be bothering us. Okay, it's starting to cup under. See how it's cupping under? Okay, we're going to cup it out. We don't exactly need that point right there, but we'll do that for now. He'll soften up as we go along. But for right now, we're going to poke that out. Move our yarn tail up. And now we go back to increasing. And let's not get carried away and crochet all the way. Let's count our stitches and get this increase in here. Okay, let's count my stitches because I know I didn't increase 3 times. No, I increased too much in there. Okay, so pull it out and count the last row that I might have done it wrong. So just rip it out. Yes, I know it hurts. But we want it to be correct, so count our stitches now. 1, 2. Okay. Okay, move our stitch marker up. Count it again. If you get it messed up this early in the game, it's going to be a mess. So, oh, maybe his fin does need to be pointy. I forgot what we were making. We're making his tail fin. And that is in my way. And I can't play music in my videos anymore, or not the kind of music I would like to play. So I guess I'm going to have to learn how to add music by that well, is it a pop-up actually? I don't know. I'm so new to YouTube that I don't know any of these features I can do. I found a thumbnail. I added a thumbnail to the video day before yesterday, and I don't know how I did that. So I'm waiting to find the thumbnail part again. Okay, this is a decrease row. Move our stitch marker up. Okay, count our stitches. And that is correct. Count your stitches, because you could make a mistake at any time. You'll think you increased when you decreased, or didn't do anything, just did a single crochet in that stitch. So we decrease again. And I can't wait to show you how we crochet these tails together. This is that, because that's the fun part of no sewed. That's what makes it no sewed. Okay, what's it say to do now? Okay, we're going to do 3 single crochets to join the leg together. We're going to fold our leg. We're going to go through the front part of the leg, and then we're going to go through the back part of the leg. See, I have 4 loops on my hook that's starting to join the top together. So we yarn over and pull it through, and we're going to do that 2 more times. We go through the front, we go through the back, yarn over, pull through, and finish our single crochet. Do it 1 more time. Go through the front, go through the back. See, you've got those 4 loops. And then you yarn over, pull through, and finish that single crochet. Okay, and I like to add a couple of slip stitches in when I'm finishing off. It just seems more secure. And we do not stuff the tail, although it looks like it could use some. And it says fasten off. After we make his tail fins, we only have 17 rows of his body. And take your crochet hook like this, yarn over that tail end and pull it through that hole. You might have to wiggle around a little bit, but there you go. Can't hold my yarn. There you go, he's finished off. No yarn tail. And if a child can get that apart, I'm gonna have to congratulate them. Because 2 slip stitches and then pull back through is hidden as far as I'm concerned. So now we start making our second tail fin. And we don't need a big magic circle, so let's pull that up a little bit and finish this round. Some people have commented and said they like my tips. Some of them tell me that I had a video glitch somewhere. Some people are asking me to show the eyes better. And they like for me to teach them this pattern as I go along. This is not a tutorial. I'm not giving away the pattern. I am just telling you some techniques as we go along to make this easier to crochet. I'm going to show you how to do the color changes. Okay, we need a stitch marker. Orange will be good. Yarn over and pull it through. And we continue on to the next round. Pull our magic circle tight again. And my favorite thing about YouTube is I get to watch others crochet. I mean, I'll watch anybody if you're sitting there crocheting. Now, if you're just sitting there talking to me, I'll watch that too, but it just depends on what you're talking about. I'm about to unsubscribe from somebody because they're so negative, and I don't need that in my life. I am going to be 73 this year. I don't need any drama. Oh, and my parents are still alive. My father's 95 and my mother is in her 80s. They can both still drive. But my sister has started helping them getting to their appointments. Okay, we're still crocheting that yarn tail in. And I'm not seeing this gray very well today. I feel like I need to get a flashlight out and hang it around my neck. Because I've turned on all the lights I can, short of getting the lamp from behind the couch. That seems like way too many. 1, 2. Now we move our stitch marker up. And move my place marker down. And I've just been assuming that all of y'all know how to increase and decrease. I have one student and she can't keep the two apart. If it's decreased, she's going to add a stitch. If it's increased, she's going to make it into one. So, Anita, I'm going to show you this. We're on the decrease row. Okay, this is how we decrease. We go through the front loop, yarn over and pull through a stitch. We go through the next front loop, yarn over, and pull it through all 3 loops. And we're going to decrease again. We're going to yarn, we're going through that front loop, yarn over, pull through, go through the next front loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Pull up our stitch marker. Okay, we decrease again in this row. Okay, we're going to decrease. We yarn over. No, we don't. We go through the front loop, yarn over and pull through that front loop. Go to the next stitch, go through the front loop, yarn over, and now you have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3, and that completes your decrease. Okay, we're going to decrease again, so let me show you again. Go through that front loop, yarn over, pull through, go through this front loop, yarn over, pull through. You have 3 loops. Now we yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That completes a decrease. And I think this is when we, yes, we sew this together now. I'm going to show you now how to turn these 6 loops into 3, or these 6 single crochets into 3 single crochets. This will close off our fin. So let's do it. We go through the front loops of the leg, and then we sort of have to rotate it around because this is where it's in the small part. Rotate around to get that last stitch you made. Yarn. Okay, I know you can't see that. It's too dark and it's too many loops. But yarn over and pull through all 2 stitches. Yarn over and complete that single crochet. We're going to do it again. We go into the front 2 loops. We go into the back 2 loops, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and complete our single crochet. Now we need to do that one more time. Go through the front loops, go through the back loops, yarn over, and complete our stitch. Now we need to slip stitch a couple of times to make this tail end secure. We just need a little tail here. And then just pull through the hole. Might have to do this a couple of times. Some of you might want to go back to a needle and sew it in. But if I can, I just use my crochet hook. So now we have our 2 tail fins completed. So are we going to sew these in now? Or what do we do? Start with a magic ring. Okay, they'll be crocheted in later because they're color A. Okay, let's read the pattern a little bit, underline some things. Color A is blue. Yeah, this is actually a China marker. It looks more like a crayon. Okay, and then we'll change back to color A. And I don't think we have another color change after that, because that's the bottom of his body, and his bottom of his body is white. Okay, our legs get crocheted in later. And we get rid of our crayon and get a hook. Oh yeah, what am I using? I showed you the yarn, but I didn't tell you what it is. It's a 4 medium weight, worsted weight, a 4 medium. And I'm using 3.5 millimeter E5. There we go. This is what I crochet with. And this is my favorite hook. I got those fancy ones that those expensive ones that everybody is raving about. I can't use them. They're not thick enough like this, and they're so short. I need something I can hold on to. Okay, put my row marker. and start this. Complete our magic circle. Our magic ring. Somebody, I don't know who got me calling this a magic circle. This is a magic ring. It's MR, magic ring. Y'all do know your abbreviations, don't you? Ooh, pull it tight. Okay. Let's see, get us some caffeine and then I'll drink some water. Oh, I just noticed a clock I forgot we had. My husband received this for his retirement. He's been retired almost a year. The end of this month, it will be a year. And they gave him this nice clock. And I've been having a hard time keeping up with my time. But I'm assuming we probably started about 11 o'clock. So put this over here, and I can keep up with my time now. Never thought of that, because we just stuck it on top of the bookcase just because we didn't know where else to put it. But now it has a useful function. Oh, add a stitch marker. Get us a longer orange here. That should do it. And that tail end is flopping around everywhere. And I made it 2 miles long today. Okay, we completed our magic ring and our single crochets. So let's make another round. Let me stop here. I feel like I skipped a stitch or didn't increase somewhere. Well, no, I didn't. I just thought I did. But see how easy it is to get confused where you are? This probably wouldn't happen if I was sitting on the couch by myself, listening to music. And I hate that we can't play music. I'll try to figure out how to add some, because I know there's add something. But I'm still getting the blocks taken off of my video from yesterday. Okay, now we increase this row also, continuing to sew in this yarn tail. Ooh, I need more caffeine. I can't count to 3. This is not pulling out. It's starting to get loose. And it's the weight of itself is holding it down and not making it easy to pull through. Should I do 2 increases? Oh. No. Okay, counter stitches. Well, that isn't right. So where do we lose count? Just take it out. I can't see this gray. Well, maybe if I take my glasses off and get it closer. Okay. If I get it under my nose, I can see it. Okay, pull our stitch marker up and count our stitches. Okay. Yeah, I left out a stitch. Trying to get comfortable under this little desk. But it'll do for now. It's what I have. Don't go back. If you do decide to do videos, don't go out and buy anything. I'm using the only thing I had to buy was a camera mount. And that's because I can't put this thing here around my neck, see through the phone and crochet. I guess I'm just going to have to start working with it and learn how to do that.
Lay down.
Okay, increase means you put 2 stitches or 2 single crochets into 1 single crochet. I guess technically it's 2 stitches, 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. Lost count again. Maybe that's correct. Let's count and see. Forgot to increase. Okay, we got it that time, so move up our stitch marker. And pull it through. Okay, this is another increase round. Maybe this will be one I can actually count. And this is the increase row. You do 2 single crochets into 1 stitch. Okay, move our stitch marker up and see what we do next. We have another increase row. Increase is 2 single crochet into 1 stitch. Okay, we work even for several rounds now. So we can just sit back and relax and chat. Well, we can start back to when I first started crocheting, December of 23. I've been crocheting off and on my entire life. I learned how to crochet from a neighbor lady when I was about 10. I know I wasn't as old as 12, and I don't think I was as young as 8, so somewhere in that 4-year period, but I'm choosing 10. But I don't guess she told me enough, or I wasn't listening or didn't understand. This was the 50s, so everybody made doilies. Well, my poor old doilies turned out like this. They were all cupped and turning inside out, and I gave up on it. So, and this was back when you use that little teeny tiny crochet thread. You can't call it yarn because it is not. It is a thread. It's the one where you use those little tiny silver hooks. So, but that's what they crocheted back then. If they crocheted anything else, I was not aware of it other than clothing. So I have made some clothing. I know I made at least 3 sweaters. One for a friend, and one for my son, and one for my nephew. But those are the only 3 I can think of right off the bat. And then, I think it was somewhere around 76 or something. And back then, the big magazines for young mothers was Women's Day and Family Circle. I fell in love with Women's Day and Family Circle when I was in high school, I guess, because I was walking up to the drugstore to buy it when I was in college. So I bought those 2 magazines for, 40 years, more. And it wasn't until very recently that I've learned that there's crochet on YouTube. We've just been using it to watch our pastor. We just go down to subscriptions and go to our church and listen, or watch and listen, because it is YouTube and it does have a video. So, didn't know anything about YouTube. And then about sometime in the middle of December, I received a guidepost in the mail. It was for September through December. I don't know why it came in so late, but it was talking about Operation Christmas Child and Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. And I'm going, oh, I can make little things and give them out. So that's what I did. Made little things, and then it was almost like a pattern obsession. I had to have another pattern to make something else. I've got to have another pattern to make something else. Once I make 2 of something, I'm through with that pattern for a while. Okay, we forgot to move our stitch marker up last time. And I crocheted so much for my family. Ducks and chicks and turtles. And finally they just start, no, enough is enough. We don't want any more. Okay, I'll give them back out at Walmart. And then, okay, I was giving them out at Walmart for Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. So, somebody told me there was crochet videos on YouTube. I couldn't believe it. Crochet on YouTube. Man, I've gotten a lot of free patterns that way, but the way you have to do it, if you don't want to pay for the PDF, you have to watch it 20 times to write down everything she says, and then you have to crochet it one row at a time, stopping and starting, stopping and starting, as you're crocheting the item to make sure you didn't write it down wrong or you're crocheting incorrectly. So that's how I started getting some patterns. But I still buy, oh y'all, I've got to go get that list to do some shout outs. And I'll also show you my leprechaun. St. Patrick's Day is next Monday. Is that correct? Oh, you can't see him. We're going to have to back up, aren't we? Well, this is the whole thing here. And look at that poor head. That's before I knew how to do heads. I know how to fix that now. They even had me putting in, let me poke it through and show you what they had us do. Dowels. Cut a dowel the size of his body and then use the other half of the dowel for his head. That was a bad suggestion. And I need to take that head off and just cut it off and reattach it because I don't like that at all. But he's got a good hug check, doesn't he? And this is a paid pattern. And I'll tell you about Etsy. They'll have a inksy binksy picture. Well, inksy binksy picture turns out like this. He looks good if I hold his head up. Looks terrible if I don't. Let's see, can we prop you up here somewhere? No, not really. He still looks dead. So let's do our shout outs. I found my comments, but I don't know if I found them all. So here we go. We have Miss Lily, Cheryl Lane, Diane Brown. She's the one that asked me to show the eyes better. Terry Anderson, Dave Ritz, Christy McGraw, Thorne, Ayala R. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Ayala. Well, I'm sorry. And then Boo, Mary Plunkett, Think I Guesser, Ruth Ratliff, Jessica at Busy Beans Crochet. She taught me something. Heidi's Trade. I'm Tiny. Crochet by N. Adrian Martinez. That's all I've written down that I found today. Maybe there's more, I don't know. I lost it about that time. So there you have it. Last March, I worked on him. He took me a month to make. And, well, at least he didn't have terrible color changes. I should have known when his feet were as big as mine that he was going to be huge. So I was with my mother the month of March last year. She had partial knee replacement surgery, and I helped her with the ice machine. If anybody has never had a knee replacement or a partial knee replacement, you have no idea what I'm talking about by this ice machine. Because people had told us that we could rent an ice machine, but we didn't understand what that meant. And somebody gave us some tips. They said, get the small drink bottles, the water bottles, get the smallest you can get. I think they're like 8 or 10 ounces. Freeze them and then put them into that machine and, you know, fill it up to the water line and add those bottles, and it'll keep it cold for about 2 hours. After about 2 hours, you have to change those water bottles. But in the meantime, so to do that, you have to have 2 cases of bottles so that you have continuous ice, because 4 ounces to 4 hours, 2 to 4 hours does not freeze that ice. So you have to have a lot of ice, or have a lot of water bottles to freeze to give you a lot of ice. Okay, we're still working around. That's 9. Couple more rows of this. So after I found out that there were crochet YouTubes on YouTube, I still just type in crochet and watch the videos that are new. And I fell in love with 3 people. Crochet by Jenna. And she's the only one I knew of for a long time. And then around Christmas, during Vlogmas, I found Passionate Kelsey and Crochet Corner 0114. They're my favorites now. And then there's some others that I like. But I really do love Jenna. I consider her my mentor, even though she's thousands of miles away. I'm in Alabama now. She was closer to me last year when she was in Mississippi. But this year they're in California, and they should about be ready for another move. They moved last year in March or April, somewhere in the spring. All the way from Mississippi to, is it Los Angeles she lives in now? But I enjoy those 3 the most. Passionate Kelsey even has me making wearables. Back at Christmas, she was making beanies. So I asked my husband if he'd like for me to make him a beanie and what colors did he want. Well, he chose maroon and white for Alabama University Road Tide football colors. It's maroon and white. So I made him one. That first one, I scrapped it, but I didn't tear it apart initially. I just used it as I needed white to begin with, because that's how I finished it. So I made him another one, and that one turned out correctly. And I've made some headbands, some kerchief that go over your heads, or that's what we used to call them, because we made them out of handkerchiefs and tied them around our head. And Crochet Corner, I'm so proud of her. She's going to school and doing YouTube at the same time. So she's a remarkable young woman, and she does markets. That's the last place you're going to find me, is selling at a market. I crochet for Operation Christmas Child, and I also crochet for Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. I just thought of markets the other day because I'm going, oh, these are all little things. Marketers can use these, because all I thought about was what I know, which is Operation Christmas Child and Random Acts of Crochet Kindness. And I learned of a new group the other day. It doesn't have to do anything with plushies, but it's called Sock, S-O-C-K. And they crochet soap socks for, I believe it's missions and shelters, and I'm not sure what all else. I looked it up. But they're a charitable organization. I don't know if they do a full hygiene kit, but I know they do soap and socks. So that might be something you want to check out if you're at a loss for what to make or do next. Do something for charity. Okay, that makes round 11, and that's the end of our single crochet, or end of our work even. Double check, yep. Okay, this is probably where we're going to be sewing in the feet. So let's do this one at a time. No, I think we're going to make those little front fins first. So we crochet a few stitches. Okay, chain 4, and in the second chain from the hook, 3 half double crochets down the chain. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the second chain from the hook, 3 half double crochets down the chain. Set 3 half double crochets in each stitch, or I just need 3 half double crochets in these 2 stitches. I don't know. We can make them fat. See what that turns out. Okay, we're going to make 6. Oh, I hadn't shown you how to make a half double crochet, have I? Okay. We're going to yarn over, go through this first. I use the humps. It's the back loops on your crochet. It makes it so much easier. So then we yarn over again and pull through all 3 loops. It's like a half double crochet, but you don't complete it. You yarn over, go through your loop, yarn over, go through all 3. Yarn over, go through the loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. I'm going to add 3 more half double crochets. So we yarn over, go through the back loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, go through the hump, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, go through the loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. and then we start single crocheting. Make sure we didn't turn our work around, because mine turned around like that, and if I hadn't been paying attention, I'd be going backwards. But we don't go backwards ever unless the pattern tells you to. So now it says single crochets, okay? Okay, now we're going to add the fins. Okay. So now that I've read those, we're going to add the legs now. What we do is we go just like we did here to sew that shut. We go through the leg, we go through the neck stitch on the body, yarn over, pull through all 4 of those loops, yarn over, and complete our single crochet. Let's do it 2 more times. We go through the fin, we go through the body, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and complete the single crochet. And now we do it again in this last stitch. Go through the leg, go through the body, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and complete your single crochet. And now we're going to do that again, I believe, for the second tail. But let me read the instructions again. Okay, we add the other leg in. Let's go back and read this again, because I don't know what I'm doing. Yep, I messed that up. Let's take the leg back off. I missed this. Totally missed that. It's not time to sew his. Take it out. Chase it down. Okay. Try this again, because I missed that entire row. Okay. Yeah, we forgot to add this other front fin. So we chain 4. And I'm going to do 6 double crochets down the chain. Oh, that was more like 9. Take it back out, because that first one doesn't look right. I don't know why I was thinking I only had 2 chains on that, but I've got 3 chains to go through, so I'm going to put 9 half double crochets in this, because I made a big gap. Okay, half double crochets again. Yarn over, just like you would a double crochet, yarn over, and then pull all 3 loops. Yarn over, go through the loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3 loops. That has completed that. And see how it tries to turn around on you? And then we add some single crochets here. No. Well, I'm happier with that. Hers isn't curved, but whatever. Okay, it'll still be cute no matter how it looks, because I don't know what to do. 3 half double crochets. Okay, take all that out again and do it again. Reread this pattern and think it through again. Okay, so maybe that means a half double crochet into every hump. Let's see how that comes out. See, we all make mistakes or don't understand the pattern, and if it looks funny, then, well, maybe you did something wrong, or maybe it's the first time making that pattern. All sorts of mistakes can happen. Okay. Well, that looks like the picture now. Much better. Okay, we do some single crochets. Okay, now we're going to sew the legs in again, or the fins in again. Go through the fin, go through the body, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and pull it through. Single crochet into the leg, push your hook through the back into the body, yarn over and pull through. Go through the fin again, go through the body, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and finish your single crochet. And now we add the other fin. We just continue on with this fin. Go through the fin, go through the body, make sure that's the next loop on the body, yarn over and pull through. Go through the fin, go through the body, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over and complete your single crochet. We've got one more single crochet to finish off with. So we go through the fin, we go through the body, we yarn over, pull through, then we yarn over and complete our single crochet. The last stitch of this round we change to color 2, which is our white. Okay, everything looks aligned. Did we not do the other? Gonna have to take this out again. Did I not do? Oh, take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Let me stop the video. This is just absolutely boring for y'all. Woo, this last round was a toughie. And on this last single crochet of this round, we'll add our white yarn. Yarn over and pull through. Hold on to both of these tails, because that white one's going to want to pull out if you pull it at all. So keep pulling it up your tail yarn on the white. And then we start single crocheting. We'll do a couple here and read our pattern. And the back loops only, so take that out. Okay, the back loops only. This will turn his body down. By not crocheting in that front loop, it's gonna have some give so it can turn under. I'll show you when we get it going. Okay, remember, back loops only, back loops only. And we decrease while we're at it. Back loops only with decreases. This is something I have a hard time doing, because while I'm trying to decrease, I'm forgetting about back loops. Okay, I'll show y'all how to decrease. Usually we go through the front loops for our invisible decrease, but this time we're going through the back loops because that's what the pattern says to do. So we yarn over, pull through a loop, go through that next back loop, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, and complete our decrease. And we're still sewing in the tails. Well, I can cut this. We're not doing any more gray. Okay, it says we have some decreases in here. Okay, find my next. We crochet behind the leg, or behind this fin. See how we went behind the fin and had the fin looped up? We held it in our thumb so it wouldn't get on the wrong side. And that's an easy thing to do. Now we do another decrease. Do that wrong. I told you I forget what I'm doing after a decrease. Back loops only. Do it wrong again. Back loops only. Back loops only for our decrease. Back loops only. Back loops only for the decrease. Back loops only. Yeah, do it wrong. No, I did that incorrectly. Okay, come over here and do this one correctly. It's the one I forgot. Continue with back loops only. Back loops only. We continue in the back loops only for this round. And then we complete the round. In back loops only. Okay, that completes that back loop only round. It says stop here to put in the safety eyes. I don't use safety eyes. I crochet my eyes on because I am making for children. I don't want them to chew the eyes out and choke on them, because those are little pieces. Safety first. Doesn't matter how cute those safety eyes are, or those sinker eyes. It's not good for children. And now it says in both loops for all rounds going forward, we do some single crochets and decrease. Okay. And we forgot to move our stitch marker up. Okay, now we can use both loops. This will go much faster now. And since we're decreasing, we need to go ahead and add some stuffing in this body. Okay, it's enough stuffing for now. And now we're using the front loops only for our decreases. The back loops only were for just that last row we did. Now we crochet as normal. So I've been crocheting full time for a little over a year now. And when I found Vlogmas back in December, that was the coolest thing I've ever heard of in my life. I started watching everybody that did Vlogmas. And I sure did enjoy the last of December. That was so much fun. Now we're going to decrease some more. This is another decrease round. Hey, I think I can put my glasses back on. I'm working in white. I don't have to sit here and be blind the rest of the day. Pull our stitch marker up. Get us a drink of water. Okay, and the rest of our whale is going to be all decrease rows. I'm going to need some stuffing. And we decrease again. Move our stitch marker up. Okay, we need to add more stuffing. make sure you stuff this bottom, or you'll have voids in here and he's going to be the squishiest thing ever. And not in a good way. He's going to be thin squishy. Just a tad more. Okay, this is another decrease row. We might add some more stuffing in a few stitches, but we'll see if he feels stuffed or needs a little more. Hold your stuffing away from your stitches, or you're going to get it pulled through and it's going to look bad. If you try to pull more through, it's just going to pull more through and just look worse. So keep it out of the way in the first place and it won't be an issue. You know, just put your finger in the hole and hold it back. Okay, check. A little bit more. We're going to have to stuff this in with our scissors because this is a little tiny hole. So hold our scissors together. We don't need the pointed ends. We need the pokey end. I think that'll do it. Get me a tissue. Okay, now we need to leave us a tail to sew closed with. Okay, we've sewn it closed. Now we're going to pull and tighten it. Close that circle closed. Pull it good and tight. See? You don't see anything on that circle. It's completely closed. Then we pull out our stitch markers, or that one. We still need to sew in some eyes on. And black is not going to show up good on him. I'll have to think of something else. So let's go get another color for his eyes. Okay, I got the color for his eyes and the color for his blush. We're gonna go with a pastel. Well, that's the darkest blue I have. And then we're gonna go with this pastel pink. And this is in, I love this yarn. And I do love this yarn. Stuffing is finished. Blue. Go over here. Okay, we need to finish sewing him closed. And what I like to do, I like to crochet through the stitches like this to help anchor him, and then go under and come out somewhere else. And then we can sew through the stuffing. And we need to do this. We go back through the same hole because the stuffing will help hold our tail end. Okay, there we have him. He is complete except for his eyes. And who wanted eyes? It was Diane Brown. Okay, Diane, I'm going to show you how to do these eyes. Since he is gray, black will not show up. I'm going to use this little bit of blue over here to sew him in some eyes. So let's go back and read where we're supposed to put the eyes in. Okay. Here it is. Okay, so let's see what we can do. We need it between where? 10 and 11. 10, way down here. Okay, way down here. So let's pick the middle of his face. guess it is way down here by his foot. Okay, and that'll leave us room for blush. Now we do a double knot. We go over twice and pull, but not so tight that you're pulling your eyes. We don't need that to happen. He'll be sunken in a place, but I'll show you how to fix that. We can pull his eyes out. So cut that thread. Okay, if we need to pull our eyes out, we just take our tapestry needle and go under these two strands. Well, shoot, can't get under it. There we go. And pull it out just a little bit. See? We pulled our eyes out. Let's pull this other one out. Okay, that looks good. Now we change the yarn on our needle. Get us a little bit of pink over here. And we're gonna sew on some blush. Okay, the blush goes on under his eyes. A little bit wider than our eyes were. And I think once will be enough. There, he's finished. Take his last stitch marker out. And there we go. We have his eyes. We have his front fins and his back fins. He's a very cute whale. Very, very cute. So we'll add him over here with everybody else. So thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate it. And I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and like my video. This is Lily Ramsden. Thank you for showing up this morning. I appreciate it. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.